The Dodgers have one huge need that is, quote, left. In the bullpen, they seem to be short of at least one left-handed reliever that can take care of the late inning rough situation. Game 7 World Series, 8th inning against the Yankees. Juan Soto's up. Who you want up there? Who do you want pitching to Juan Soto? That is the question. I am Tim Rogers, Dodgers 2080. You know what I rhyme with. Your Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodger Fest, Fan Fest, whatever you want to call it. It's coming up in a few days. 3 days to be exact. Be ready. Let's talk more about the needs the perceived needs that I have with the Dodgers. So I contend the Dodgers still need a high leverage left-handed relief pitcher for the late innings. They can look to do it now, but don't be surprised if it does not happen until the trade deadline. Okay? So what we're going to first do is take a look at the available lefty relievers. We go to the right spot here. It was MLB Trade Rumors, and this was from yesterday. Of course, I was going to do a show last night about this, but I ran out of time. Good thing I did, because the first candidate, the one I was going to start pushing for, was Wandy Peralta. And as we saw, your San Diego Padres did a weird contract to sign the left-hander from the New York Yankees. A 4-year, $16.5 million contract with 3 opt-outs. That is the weirdest contract. That is the Padres trying to figure out a way to play some of these games. They did that with Michael Wacha, and it burned him a little bit because he opted out. So they're doing some weirdo stuff down here in San Diego. No surprise with knowing who's at the helm. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about people other than Wandy Peralta and his 21% strikeout rate. But he did have a huge ground ball rate, which I liked. Brad Hand. Oof. 34 in March. Posted a 4.57 ER in 35 2/3 innings. He hasn't been good in 5 years. I'm going to pass. This, to me, I don't want to see this happen. I don't think he's that guy. Jake Diekman, we've talked briefly about him. 37 years old, still averaging 95.6 miles per hour. All right, which is pretty cool. He was rocked, it says in his 11 and third innings with the White Sox to begin the year, but he completely turned things around when he was picked up by, you know who, those Tampa Rays. In 4 and third innings, Diekman recorded a sparkling 2.18 ERA while striking out 28.6 of his opponents. I take that guy. I give that guy a shot. That's for sure. Aaron Loop, we saw him when he was with the Rays against the Dodgers. Can't believe he's already 36 years old. Keeps the ball on the ground, but 3.373 average on balls in play. Was not gonna. It drives up the ERA. The metrics aren't good. Pass. Yarlin. I'm gonna call him Yarlin Garcia. Hasn't pitched in a while. He used to be with the Marlins, and I remember him with the Giants. Wasn't he the one who pissed off Mookie Betts? Was that him? Was it Mookie Betts he pissed off? Averages a little over 93.4 miles an hour. Low strikeout rate. He's had a low BABIP. Part of it maybe was having good defense behind him. I don't know. But this is not a guy for the middle. Now they mentioned a few other guys: Yoli Rodriguez, Richard Blyer, Amir Garrett, and Justin Wilson. I think the last two are a little intriguing to me. Amir Garrett used to be good, known for taking on whole teams when he went and attacked the Pirates' dugout. Actually, it used to be good. The Prior Lab, is that the place to put, is that the place where he recovers? Justin Wilson used to be a valued guy. I don't know if those are the answers, though, that we're looking for when we're talking about someone to get out Juan Soto in the 8th inning of the Game 7 of the World Series. Maybe, of the names so far, Jake Diekman. That's about it. That's all I've got out of that. So, man, the options, not so good. And really, right now it's one. So, what's the main one? The one that this channel, including especially the chat, has been talking about. The one and only from your Miami Marlins, Tanner Scott. This is the guy that we want. And this is where it does go back to, hey, do we trade for this guy? Do we trade for him now? Or do we trade even more for him later? Let's take a quick look at some of the numbers, some of the advanced numbers, and where he does well. Well, 2023 MLB percentile rankings, he good. He good. So, yeah, let's, that's a guy that I think we kind of want. And it's going to take a lot to get him. He has one more year of being, of team control. After that, he's a free agent, which is fine. But now he's untested when it counts. Let's be straight up about that. He's untested when it counts. But this is a good bet. I'm going really hard after this guy. The question is it now? Which the Marlins, I have a feeling, are holding back on this and will wait till the trade deadline. Which I think I'm going to get a little bit of flack here. I can deal with it. I am, as they would say, I'm a big boy. I can handle this. But what if they do wait for the trade deadline because they want to see one last time, just one, to see if Alex Vesia or Caleb Ferguson could take a huge leap? I would like to be convinced of that. I think that would be the best case scenario. Another scenario is maybe John Rooney and or Alec Gamboa, who were in AAA last year, make the big jump to the major leagues, and one of them becomes that guy. The Dodgers got 4 months. 4 months, well, including spring training, they got 5 months. They got 5 months to see if those are possible. If not, man, you're gonna have to pay the piper for someone like a Tanner Scott. And one thing we can all guarantee, that when things happen during the season, other teams, there's going to be the new Tanner Scott. Who's the new coolness? Who's the new Tanner Scott? Or something like that. And who are they willing to deal with? To make a trade with, to make something happen. So that's where we're at with the lefties. It looks to me like they're going to go with what they have, give guys a shot, and then make a trade at the trade deadline if needed. I was talking with Doug McCain the other day, and we were talking about the way, the roster construction. It seems like, Friedman's really going in to make this a really strong roster, right, going right into the season.
That's the fact, Jack!
Right? So, given that, maybe he goes and makes that move now. It's going to cost a lot, but they got to pay it. This is a season that you cannot waste. You cannot waste any of that. You can't go and not be confident going into the postseason with your late part of the bullpen, especially. You got to have a lefty. I know they're good. Well, matchups. It's a fact that guys like Juan Soto struggle with some lefties. Shoot, man, maybe they'll go get Adam Kolarek, but he's only, he's good against that one lefty who is named Juan Soto. So, given that, my prediction is they wait until the trade deadline, unless they sign a Jake Diekman, which would be great. But I think in general they're going to wait till the trade deadline and then make a move then. And watch tomorrow Andrew Friedman trades for Tanner Scott. We can only hope so. All right. Let's head to Le Chat. What's happening, everybody? What is happening? Showtime LA right at the beginning. You fear they won't add a reliever until the deadline. That's what I think. Hey, Mr. Osterberg, yes. Kyle hurt, but I'm not trusting him with the lefties yet. What is up, Mr. Mikey Kim? Good to have you out there. Yeah, Showtime LA. AJ Preller is almost as bad as the Jake Cronenworth extension. Hello, LS Shiva. Let's see. Let's do Tim Solid. Hit a like button, please. I would appreciate that. Yeah, pretty bad to piss off Mookie. Yeah, Tanner Scott. Let's get that. Tanner Scott 2024. Yeah, most we ever seen Mookie Red. Yeah, Michael. Let's see. Which Tanner cost our farm? The answer is a lot. That's a lot. It's going to cost a couple good ones. It's definitely going to cost a top 10, probably a top 20. I want Brazier on the Dodgers on a 1-year contract. I agree. Just do it. Keep acquiring talent. People go, oh, but there's so many. There's not enough room. There's enough room. Trust me, there is enough room. We talked about this. I talked about this recently. There's plenty of room because there's going to be injuries, and I would hate to do that. Yeah. I agree with Michael Carrillo. Smart move is to make the trade now rather than later. Than every other team who thinks they can make the wild card will trade for him. That's very true. Scott will be traded somewhere else by the deadline. Wouldn't be surprised, Larry. Freeman will wake up, you prospect hard to get it done. Hey, if I'm willing to make the move, Freeman's got to be willing. Left relievers matter so much more in the postseason. Absolutely. What do I think of Justin Turner and the Blue Jays? Good luck. Good luck to him. Dodge are great. But he's going to be 39, and if they're going to play him at third base at all, that's a huge mistake. I think the Mariners are holding out for Herder Sheehan, which is a deal breaker. Yeah, I'm not. You mean Marlins? Yeah, we're not doing that. Yeah, those guys are going for that. They don't need to do that. What's up, Javier? Question from Showtime LA. Tim, can DePaula make it to Tulsa this year? I do. I think so. It wouldn't surprise me. I hope they really push him. What did you miss? You missed the whole thing. Now, the good thing, Javier, you can, of course, replay this. I'll also be cutting this up and replaying it just as a, I think, 10, 11-minute show, a little separate thing. I saw the video about Alex Makarowicz. We got the Dodgers. That's what they're doing. They're just getting that talent. And, maybe someday they trade some of that talent, but some of these guys might come out there and become quite good. Someone's going to get Tanner Scott. I hope it's the Dodgers. Yeah. Well, the real thing is, will the Marlins be contenders for a wild card? I think they can be. Why not? They got really good starting pitching. Oh, did former Dodger David Peralta get signed anywhere? No, I don't. I expect him to get a minor league contract. Yeah. Josh Thomas's latest tweet. Jocko Motive at Jocko Motive. Dodger Fest going to get rained out. Oh, I hope not. I'm still waiting to hear. They still haven't asked about press passes yet, so I keep looking for that email. I'm checking out right now. It's the idea of so Alexander Victor wasn't it. I think they just decided he wasn't it. I was more liking Brian Hudson than any of the guys we have as the possibility. Yeah, Emily Pipeline had 2 Dodgers in top 100. ESPN had 4 Dodgers. Yeah, that's Kylie McDaniel. Yeah, it's just a list. I'll go over. Because the Dodgers don't have that many in these lists, in these top lists. I'll report on those maybe in one story. What are the odds of us getting Roki? Dan, I'm going to say the same odds as Lance Lynn giving up 45 home runs this year. Pretty good, if he's healthy. Where do I predict Bellinger will get signed? Oh, I think it's still the Cubs. I think what we see is that Mr. Boris and company. Gosh, I hate. It's as you can tell, I'm driving. It's driving me nuts to have the background do that fuzzy thing. I don't know what's going on. I just need a better green screen is what I need. Snell and Bellinger are not so good. Hepatitis C later not having Josue or Lorenzo top 100 is criminal. Yeah, it's okay because they're still so young, and people right now are going. They're looking at the high draft picks, things like that, the big international signings. They just automatically put those things a bit higher. Yeah. So, question for the chat. So I have a new soundboard or a sound mixer. So I'm learning how to do that type of stuff. Yeah, I'm becoming more and more and more of a video nerd. Thoughts on does the sound better, worse, too low, too high? I was struggling with it last night. So I just wanted to see if what's good. Yeah, screens. I'm not. Oh, yeah, you see that? Okay, yeah. One more. Yeah, right now the sound. I will. So I have a new desk that is downstairs waiting to be assembled, and I just like I said, I just got the sound mixer, and I also got a new microphone holder that's going to let me to really have some flexibility with it. I'm going to go and turn my desk around, so I'm probably not going to have the green screen. It's just going to be my wall. And it's going to be, I'm going to put up a little bit of stuff. More crisp. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Thank you. All right, sounds good. All right, cool. So some changes are going to be coming. Hopefully I can get that done by Sunday night. I hope not to be available on Saturday. I hope to be at FanFest. Yeah. So the whole Will Smith stuff. Do we think Will Smith gets re-signed? If not, who replaces him? And does the odd man out get traded? Because of the question mark about Will Smith being re-signed, I think they're going to be a little cautious on making a trade. Since they've already signed Paxton, it doesn't look like they're going to be going after Luzardo. Rest in peace on those ideas. I see them holding on to rushing. No sound effects. Oh, I got something for you. Let's see. Javier, did that come through? And then we got the old. This I swear this is FRG.
Bruh.
So, doesn't that sound like Clint? And then we got everyone's favorite.
Emotional damage.
So let's see. So I think they're going to hold on to some of these higher ranked catchers. And I think they have to. And I do think rushing might, I don't know. He's probably past Cartaya on the pecking order, but at the same time, you can't give up on a Cartaya. He plays a good defense, and there's so much raw talent. So I don't want them to do that. I think like when they make a move for a Tanner Scott, one of them will be one of the many right-handed pitchers, things like that. Fiducia is a stud. I wish they'd give him a chance. I think I don't be surprised if Hunter Fiducia, especially if they can do some, they should expand the rosters in Korea a little bit. Don't be surprised somehow if he doesn't make that opening day roster. He's definitely traveling to Korea. We know that. But that's a lot of that flight and everything. That's a lot of wear and tear. I don't think they believe in Fiducia. I'm just saying. It's a guy I don't think they've given enough shot. I thought in spring training last year, I thought he was fantastic and deserved either to be promoted or be traded to a team that was going to use him. I think it's a waste of his talent to be at AAA again. I think he's a major league catcher and he just needs a chance. So hopefully for Hunter, he either makes the roster or he gets traded. I do not want to see him in AAA. Which Stone and Frostlow got NRIs. They didn't need NRIs because they're on the roster. So everyone on the 40-man roster is in. So NRI means non-roster invitees. Everyone on the 40-man goes to spring training with the Major League club. So, I actually got a chance to talk to Hunter in the locker room at spring training. Really nice guy. Just rooting for the guy. And he's got a really good attitude. Yeah, Snell's such a question mark. I know, there is. Yeah. I'm just going to say it. Because why not? Would the Dodgers do one of those 1-year type deals with Snell? Or 2-year deal with Snell? I don't know. I doubt it. I just don't think they think that much of him. But would they do it? Let's see. Yeah, he's a guy that, he does have 2 Cy Young awards, but then in all the other years, he's not even close. He's not even in the voting. So who knows what you're going to get. But would Blake Snell with Mark Pryor and company, what happens? Maybe it's another level. Don't worry about it, Showtime. I got you. We got you, man. We got you. We got you. And I think the whole 40-man roster, from my understanding, is traveling to Korea, but I could be wrong. So we'll see about that, and who else might go with them. But I do think, Hunter Fiducia is going to be on that plane, and so that's good for him. We're still waiting to see what happens with Clayton Kershaw, which might change Austin Barnes. Who knows? Glasnow did pitch with Snell in the race, so Glasnow could recruit. Technically, yeah, he could, if that's what they wanted to do. I think this is one of those seasons where players really would want to. I think a lot of players want to be on the Dodgers. I think this is one of those times where, like a Ryan Brazier, Dodger Stadium opening days against St. Louis. Yeah, gosh darn, I didn't get tickets yet. I'm going to end up paying too much, aren't I? Big Stone fans change is very good. If he gets the runway, he could have a Bobby Miller type impact, in my opinion. Let's hope so. That'd be great. I mean, right now with the rotation, what do we got? We have, of course, Yamamoto, Glasnow, Miller, Paxton, and then weird contract. We'll talk about that. James Paxton, and then if they go 6-man, it'll be Emmett Sheehan, Ryan Yarbrough, Gavin Stone. In those five or 6 roles, those guys are all in the mix for that. Could be Kyle Hurt, Michael Grove. So a lot of talent there, and some of those guys obviously will end up in the bullpen or in AAA. I think Sheehan's probably has the inside. Yeah, DJ Jesse, I talked about Kike. I want him back. I want him back. Oh, let's see some predictions from Justin Yamas. Bellinger, New York Yankees. Chapman, San Francisco. Snell, Anaheim. Montgomery, Texas, or Boston. Interesting. Okay, you never heard you said anyone was bad at interviews, so who would you say was the worst interview experience? I haven't had a bad one yet. Then again, I don't ask for a ton of them, so I haven't had a bad one. And if I did, I wouldn't drop the name, unless it was really egregious. And if someone tell you, man, someone disrespects reporters really bad, it'll get found out. But I've had really good experiences with people. There's been some people that have gone, they just don't want to talk, and I get that. I'm okay with that. Montgomery for the Dodgers, Harley? Maybe. No, Hep C. Thor was a thud. Yeah, John Rose reporting that his no syndicate reinventing himself as a lefty. Oh, I know why you picked Morosi. He seems like a nice guy, but dang, he ain't living down the whole Toronto plane thing ever. Have you ever been on DMAC's show? Oh yeah, quite a few times. Yeah, Doug and I talk. We text a lot, and we talk quite a bit on the phone. And then I've been on his show. He was on my show briefly. He was on for part of it. Then the other half got wrecked. It didn't record right. But yeah, I need to get DMAC on here. I need to get with I need to get with guys, but I got to get my studio fixed first, and I need to get my streaming with multiple people working correctly, and then we can do. So Montgomery, why not? I say why not? Yeah, why not? He's another guy that wants a ton of money, and I would, gosh, long term I'd want Montgomery more than Snell, but short term I'd want Snell. Hey, NS is on. Good evening. Yeah. The question is, even as a lefty, could Syndergaard hold anybody on first base? All these guys communicate. That's why, yeah, we do. You know, we know each other pretty. We're starting to know each other pretty well. I need to get, like I said, I need to get some guys on my show. I've been on some other people's show, but I've just been, I just don't my setup. I'm a little not quite confident yet. I think I'm getting closer. I'm getting. How about Dodgers Daily? Have you on? I was on Dodgers Daily a month ago, I'm gonna say, and I need to get Casey back on. We want to do more. Casey's been really crushing it. He's been I know he's been on Doug's show a few times. He's been on Clint's show. Clint's been on his, vice versa. A lot of that. So I'm just not. I want to be more comfortable doing that. That's why I don't do interviews really online much. But I'm getting some help. The help is good. That to add to the show a bit, some new ideas and things like that. So that's still in work, but I've got some help coming. That'll help make the show better and make it a little more better presented in some ways. Yeah. Let's see. Bob Nightingale has redeemed himself this year. Last year he had Thor was throwing up to 97. I know. Yeah, Bob. Yeah, he did redeem himself. Oh man, the Incline, man, they had Bob Nightingale on their show. I gotta admit, that's one time I was jealous. Like shoot, I just met Bob at the press conference for Ohtani. Background looks good. Okay, that's good. Yeah, just got to get how I want to be positioned correctly and all that good stuff. Casey's great. He and Austin are awesome. Yeah, Austin, man, Austin Brubaker. Austin more than Casey. They'll come around. I appreciate you liking the show. Yeah, we just want to keep getting better. That's for sure. Everyone's stepping up. Bleed Los, I guess tonight had James Outman on. I need to reach out to James. I want to have a face to face. That's the thing. I can't wait till spring. I hope I can get some spring training passes. I want to have some face to face interviews. Yeah. Let's see, what's worse, arson judge or the Toronto plane thing? They're both bad reporting, just straight up. Neither one of them will live that down. Just like Ken Rosenthal is not going to live down Max Scherzer, and JP Hornstra is not going to live that down. It's just there, but I respect all of them. I listen. I follow all of them on Twitter, and I have notifications a lot for those guys. I'll turn them on and off. If it's trade season, of course, they're all on. But then after trade season, I just leave passing on because if something's happening, we know Jeff's going to be there. Toronto thing was way worse. It did wreck. Yeah, it really hurt the people at Toronto. Yeah, the arson judge thing was hilarious. Just Toronto. Yeah, the Dodger Nation article is tied into it as well. So double whammy. Yeah, that was a bad day for some dudes, and they're not going to live that down. Yeah, Joe Kelly was in person in Ontario with the Ohtani Porsche. That's right. Do you think I'll ever get a schedule for your show like Casey or DN? I don't know. It's work is busy, and so I don't want to. What I don't want to do, I only want to come on the show if I got something to say. But usually, if I'm going to do it, it's going to be at 9. If I could find a way to do that, maybe just to commit to once a week, maybe I could do that and then do extras. But so DN, they do this for a living. Casey, I don't know his work situations. I have just a lot going on. Lot of things I'm in charge of, and so it's a lot. And even if I have the time, sometimes I'm exhausted, and I'm not going to give you my best because I won't have it. And I'm also really trying to focus on making sure that before I do the show, that I'm going through read the Bible in 365 days, that I do that, and that I pray, that I've gotten my exercise in, that I've been eating well. So I have to keep those as the priority. But if everything starts working out with some new talent that's coming on board, then we might get some more consistency, things like that, and just to have some things. Yeah. Is it possible to interview Dave Roberts? That'd be a tough one. I'd like to reach out to Dave. Dave takes a lot of crap, and I've dished it, that's for sure. But one thing I can tell you is he's a great human being. First time I met him was in 2017, and he has a presence about him. So we have mutuals, and so that worked out well for me. James Paxton's going to be 2.0 camels, whole camels for us. Yeah, whole camels, Cole Hamels. Let's hope not. Yeah, the contract is a little bit concerning for sure, especially. Boris is his agent. He negotiated that. Yeah. So. Yeah, I bought into the Ohtani stuff going to Toronto for about 5 minutes. There's even a tweet where I was saying, "Hey, time to move on," and I leave it up. I leave all the only things I don't leave up is if I make a huge mistake, I'll delete it right away and then change it, spelling and all that. Sometimes I just leave the spelling in there. But I leave all my my hot takes, hashtag hot takes in there. I leave them out there. So I got one out there where I had about 5 minutes of doubt about that. Then I'm like, then my engineering brain kicked in and I'm going, nah, this is silly. Didn't mean that he was going to sign with the Dodgers. It just meant this is silly. Let's see. Yeah, they might have been trying to do that. I don't know how much they did. If he gets all his bonuses though, it won't change the AAV. Yeah, keep doing your thing. Okay, yeah, appreciate that. Yep, thanks Harley. Yeah, the Kikuchi thing was hilarious. It's hilarious. Dan, so the Bible plan I'm doing is off of the Bible app. I don't want to get too Crizzo on everybody, but just because that's not what this is for. But I'm just going to give you the plan real quick. It's on. Just stop telling me to do. It's just called More Jesus Reading Plan 365. It's good. It's well done. I like all the. I try to use applications when I can. It's just better for my eyes. Reading out of any book is usually digital for me now. Either it's this type or it's the readers for Amazon. Yeah. Oh, you're like, okay. It's as low key as can be. I try to keep. I do. I did have. I think, with the Kike Jansen thing, I actually was surprised at my tone. I was a little wound up. So if you go watch that little video, it's actually gotten done pretty well. If you go watch that video, you go, he's a little wound up, isn't he? I do not do King James. I do New American Standard. Why do they lower Paxton guarantee contract? It just does sound like there's some injury risk in there. And they're protecting themselves. But it seems, man, if he's breathing, he's probably going to be okay, or doesn't have his left arm amputated. I think he's going to be fine with his contract. So it's kind of weird, but Dodgers are always looking for an edge and looking for making sure that they don't spend too much bad money. I mean, let's be straight up. The Paxton thing is risky. It would have been safer to trade a lot of people for a guy like Luzardo. And maybe they try to do that, but maybe the Marlins are just like we talked about with Tanner Scott. Maybe they're not making any trades yet. Maybe they're just not ready to do that. And maybe they shouldn't. I mean, I'm just going to try to put their I have a Marlins. So say I have a Marlins hat on for a second, which I actually used to have I have a Marlins hat. I'll tell you about why in a second. But putting that hat on, going, I got some talent. I got a really good pitching staff. I got a decent offense. Probably need to get a couple more hitters, but I'm in pretty good shape. So I should hold. And then I do think the market will be higher at the trade deadline. And so the reason I have a Marlins hat is I used to coach for the Marlins, the Forest Ranch Little League Majors Marlins. So, yes, I did coach for the Marlins. And one of the guys on our team is now in the Cardinals organization. He was drafted in 2022. His name is Bryson Motts. He is also a Boris client. So there's a reason I like Boris, because I hear really good things about him. I don't know if Paxton could be a reliever. To be honest with you, I've seen that a few times, and I hope, but I think the problem with him, when you have a delicate arm like that, it's tough for them to be relievers. Let's take Hyunjin Ryu. He doesn't, that dude doesn't even do bullpens. He just pitches once every 5 or 6 days. because of the high risk and the fragility. And I think Paxton might be at that point. Yeah, I need Hellish Shiva. I need the daily disciplines because I'm a fat boy and I have to watch that and I'm lazy and so I know who I am, so I got to really be there. Oh man, let's see. Boris is going to be fine. Yeah, well, Boris, Boris, right? you know, I, yeah. So telling me I have to stay up until 5:05 a.m. for the Korean series or just wake up early? Yeah, that's a good question. How are people going to do that? I think I'm going to try to sleep. Opening day, kind of a federal holiday, isn't it? Shouldn't we get the day off for that for us? Right? It's our opening day. I might take the day off anyway. When is Dustin May expected return? It sounds like mid season. As y'all probably saw, he started throwing again. Good evening, Mr. John Rod. How you doing? So Dustin will attempt to come back. I'm sure they're going to try him as a starter again. I just don't think that's the best of ideas. Dodgers got money to throw around. Paxton, yeah. I know. Get a cool million. You'll warm the bench. Yep, put on the home run hat for Ohtani. Yeah, no kidding, man. Isn't it amazing? I mean, they're talking about these amounts of money. You're going, gosh, you give me that, I might be retiring. I mean, shoot. You give me a Paxton thing, I think I could retire off that pretty easy and live good. Have a couple houses. I'd have one here, and then I'd have one where each of my sons are. And one's in Austin, one's in Orlando. So that's what I'd do. Could just use D-May as the closer. Yeah, but Showtime, I think we need a lefty. I don't, D-May doesn't strike out a lot of guys. You'd think he'd strike out a lot of guys. But I think he could be nasty. I like the idea of him as a closer, that's for sure. For Scott, I don't need him as a closer. I don't think these weird reports about Kenley. I don't know if they need that type of closer, like anything. I think I don't know where that's coming from. I'm still not convinced. If the Dodgers somehow trade for a real closer like a Kenley Jansen, I'll be just shocked. The only closer they should have gotten, and he's not available right now anymore, is Josh Hader. Yeah, Ohtani's translator probably getting $5 million a year. And we're gonna like him. That's my understanding from my guy Ryan Falla, that we'll all really like the translator. They might as well tell Dust to take the year off. Then he tried to bring him back. Oh, I know, man. They tried to bring him back in 2022. Wasn't ready. Yeah. I'm kind of with you on that. No reason to rush that because I think he's just a problem waiting to happen again with his mechanics. Hopefully he fixes some of that. Maybe he does. That'd be great if he can fix some of his mechanics. I want Dustin May to succeed. That is for sure. I want the homegrown guys to succeed. Tony Gonsolin comes back next year. I want him to do well. But I think both those guys need a fix in mechanics, and I know Bueller's done some tweaks, and hopefully, they have the technology they have is amazing. Where they can see stress points and stuff on where's the arm on the arm, as they're throwing. Go okay, so if you make just a little tweak by move this versus that, or move this and move that, whatever, yeah. Tiny Lion dog, groom the dog. Yeah, that's probably at least. What's it? Decoy, right? Props to Kyle Kroska for asking the question at the press conference that everyone wanted to know the answer to. We didn't need to know about all the weirdness about it. Are you faking? Did you lie to the Dodgers about basically? Let's see. 2 best season. Okay, here's some bets. Here we go. Well, first, no one can leave. My cardiologist says no too. Yeah, it got to the point in after like 2019, my wife would just walk out when Kenley pitched. Because it's kind of like when you watch that dude, Clevenger. He just makes you itchy watching him because he's moving so much. And he's so shaky, and it makes you nervous watching him. And Kenley gets into all these little twitches, and can't hold runners on, all that stuff. Let's see. Two best season. Ohtani hits more home runs than Lentz. Lindegaard gives up. Ooh, that'd be great. And if Kenley comes back, yeah, over under 6.5. Cardiac arrest cost. Margot for Kenley. How about I do what my other thing with Kike was I want Kike back, and I actually think Margot is going to be good. Not great, but I think he's going to be useful. I would actually, because he's at least a bat. He can at least hit. Rojas can't hit, and Barnes can't hit. We can't have two guys on the bench that cannot hit. So give me Kike. I'm going to have to trade Rojas off, unless Kike catches and get rid of Barnes. Yeah, oh gosh, I had forgotten about that. Paxton hasn't been the same since the eagle landed on his shoulder. Was he with the Yankees at the time that happened? Yeah. Yeah, Youngie, yeah. Should Ohtani throw left-handed this offseason? There's nothing he can't do. I know. Yeah, San Diego going to have massive floods, so be careful. I don't worry about that. The last time they said that, we were heading out on a plane, and everyone was freaking out about it, and we just hang. Put it this way, got plenty of toilet paper. That's all that matters, right? All that tech, and they're going to be throwing those lawn darts. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the sensei, Osama Yada, Asamu. Yeah, I got to get that down. What is your prediction for the Dodgers' record first half of the season? Oh, good question. I'm going to say enough to be in first place. There'll be a little bit of there'll be hitches and all that stuff. I hope there's a battle. I do hope there's a battle during the season. I don't want to see them run away with it. Keep it close. I wouldn't mind if they're in second place. Not that I ever root for the Dodgers to lose, so it's kind of weird. What is that? But yeah, Miggy Rowe is incredible at shortstop. I agree with that. And so the whole Lux thing is a question, and that's probably why they might keep Miggy Rowe. I would, even now, I'd keep Miggy Rowe, keep all of them, still sign Kike. It'll all work out because someone's going to get hurt. Gather the talent. Get all the talent you can. They can figure this out. Oh, yeah, I know, you're right. No, Showtime LA, that's my fear almost, because then they're going to go dragging into the offseason again and die. Yeah, they could clinch in July. I mean, they basically clinched it in June in 2022. Jeez, that was I swear, the Padres season that year, the only thing that saved them was that wild card, and being sucky, they still got in. Yeah, but be interesting to see what the Padres do this year. I don't know what they're going to, they still have some work to do on the starting rotation, things like that. They do have some talent. That's the one thing that old Preller is good at, is finding talent. And the question is, do they actually develop it well? So, I don't know. Let's see. Where are we at? Let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're already about 50 minutes in. Anything else? Thoughts on, what do you guys think about Kike? D-backs are going to be tough. I agree, Harley, and that's a good thing for the Dodgers. Yeah, I like their team. That's a good team. I definitely think the Diamondbacks are going to be battling the Dodgers all year. But I think they'll finish second. I think the Dodgers are still a better team. They had a lot of things come together for them at the end of the year. They barely made the postseason, but I think they've gotten better. Yeah, Tim Anderson not signed. I know. He struggled, obviously. And, let's ask this about Tim Anderson. How damaged was he with that fight? Because he came off looking so bad. It looked like he was kind of starting things, and then it ended bad. They say Fernando. Yeah, Yeah, you projected 52 homers. They're dreaming. He was uninspiring last year. He needs to get. He needs to freaking cut his hair, stop clowning around, and earn it. Then you can do that stuff. Yeah, Diamondbacks are super competitors. Yeah, they really compete against the Dodgers. Yeah, yeah. Only if he gets back on the ringworm cream. He's one of the most talented ball players out there. But it's what like in Bull Durham, you got $1 million arm and a 5-cent head. It's Puig all over. It's in some ways it's even though he's had some success in the postseason, it's kind of like Jock. Guy's super talented, and he has been irresponsible with his training and nutrition. It's just some guys just don't put it together what it's going to be, and I worry about that. Of course, we've talked about Max Muncy. I'm hoping he comes into camp in much better shape, because first of all, I think Max Muncy is a good dude and loves being a Dodger. He loves it. And that sounds like Kike loves being a Dodger. That's another reason I want him back. I want guys that love being a Dodger. Matt Kemp loved being a Dodger. And y'all saw, hopefully that Matt Kemp's got his own bobblehead coming up, so I'm pretty happy. Maybe I had a lot. Yeah, Tatis in right field was really good. Hoping Jason Hayward will still be a decent player. Yeah, me too. It's a huge question mark for me. But my prediction, Andy Paez will make one of the postseason rosters in 2024. Yeah, some guys do start believing their own hype and start trying. Yeah, they get lazy during the off season. You can't do that. You got to keep grinding. Isn't it inspiring to see Shohei Ohtani out there just about every day working on getting better? Now you can do that. He's a single guy. People go, well, why isn't Mookie and Freddie out there? They got their families. Let's see. Tatis having fun, winning his second dirty him. Yeah, it seems like he's very individual oriented. Matt Kemp was a pimp because he dated Rihanna. Bro's a winner. Matt Kemp's special. I don't know. Matthew Ryan Kemp, man. Just a huge fan of his. If Hayward regresses, Hayward, Knack for Max Kepler. Yeah, they wouldn't take Hayward, but Len Knack. Gosh, why do I keep forgetting about him? That's terrible of me. That guy's going to be, that's another guy. 27 years old, being in AAA. Come on. Can't do that to him. They got to make some moves. Yep, CT3's, gosh, another guy. I think he loves being a Dodger. And there's something about those guys that love being a Dodger, that are willing to take a little less. I respect that. It doesn't mean that automatically puts them on the team, but if they're still good, why not? Let's see. Yeah, there's more stuff going on the community tour. Oh, I got the media, some footage from today. I just got it back from the Dodgers, from the Dodgers. Yeah. So they, the way it works for us in the media, they send us all the stuff going on, ask if we want to join on. I'd like to go to those things. I can't. Like I said, I do. I need to work. But they send us the feed. So I don't know how exciting that would be for you guys. Let's see. How do I feel about people saying Buehler was only good from the tag? I just laughing at the next question, which I'll address. Let's see. Yeah, good question. Maybe, but maybe it contributed to getting off the tack, hurt his arm. The question is, when did he get off of it? Because it looked like he was still really good through 2021, and they really cracked down. In about May, June, they really cracked down on it, and he was still good. He only had that one bad outing against the Giants, and I think Sorry. I think the Giants were cheating. Sorry. Not sorry. I think they were stealing signs like crazy. Yep. Tim, you and CT3 have one thing in common. Asian wife. Yes, we do. Yes, sir. Yep. And yeah, Emmett Sheehan was flipping burgers. Yeah. Yeah, they were. Good for them. Those are little fun little things that they do, and people get a chance to meet them and all that. And they're just, at the end of the day, they're just dudes. Um, yeah, I saw a video of Mariachi Joe and his wife working the line at Jack in the Box. I know. Yeah, I'm glad he's back. I am. I hope if he's healthy, good. We're in good shape. But I count on him being out a bit, and that's okay. That's just part of it. I think that yeah. Oh my gosh, he does look like an In-N-Out worker. No kidding. Yeah, because the In-N-Out workers, right? They're very prim and proper. Sheehan's kind of like that. Tall dude. Does look like he does get that Jerry Royce vibe with that the blondiness to it. Oh, I don't like talking about this, but how long will Urias suspension be? I think it should be at least a year. I'd say 2. Given 3-batter rule, I still don't see an urgency for a lefty because a reliever will likely face a righty and a lefty batter in his inning work. I think you get an arm who's good versus both. I can see that. But again, the scenario is Juan Soto. I have to get 1 out. There's 2 outs, right? Daniel Ashford, thank you. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. You got that situation. You got that big lefty, and if you get him out, you're out of the inning. Let's see if we can. Let me pull up a picture of Emmett Sheehan. Let's do that. Let's go. Let's take a look. Images. I think this is kind of a good shot of that with some hair because, Royce had a bit of hair. Jerry Roy's still with us, too. He's just blonde. See that? He got the blonde mustache even. Yeah, I got a chance to meet him. He knew of us, so that was really cool. I gotta admit, I always get a big kick out of that when they go, "Hey, we know, yeah, thanks for supporting us and all that." I appreciate that. All right, back to that. Let's see. Is Michael Busch going to start at first base for the Cubbies? He sure is. Good for him. Assuming it's 2, he's the only 20. Would he still get a chance? Kind of like Bauer. Well, Bauer hasn't gotten a chance yet. I think Julio will. I don't know. I just don't. I really don't have much to talk about with that. It's I just want them to be better and not put themselves in those situations, and I don't how guilty they are. I don't know. But it just be better. As we say in Crizzo land, repent. Game 5 of the NLCS in Atlanta, bottom of the 8th, runner on second, 2 outs. Dave puts in Alex Vesia to face Matt Olson. Exactly. And what happens? Oh, we kind of saw that, didn't we? We saw that in 2022 against Cronenworth. Model for Hollister. I like Vesia in that spot. Oh, Doc. The things that he has to say. But some of those times, some of those are scripted. But at the same time, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? Those things do happen. But if you get a tough lefty, would they, like what would they do against Tanner Scott? Would they do against a Josh Hader? Versus like what they do against Caleb Ferguson or Alex Vesia? There are just those times where mentally it gets on the lefty. I mean, because Juan Soto was destroyed by Adam Kolarek. Yeah, with Vesia, I do like him. Yeah, his journey to MLB, great story. Yeah, you never know. Maybe Vesia, maybe this is his year. If you saw Mookie on the streets, I would not think he's a baseball player. Mookie is the John Stockton of baseball. Yeah, I mean he's not big. Well, he's big. Dude's ripped. But yeah, you just thought, oh, that's a guy that works out in the gym a lot. He's not over, he's not that type. But who remembers last June, Caleb Ferguson giving back-to-back home run walk-offs to the Reds? Yeah, he struggled in all his Ohio games. I think that's where he got losses in all those or blown saves or something. Just man, it was rough on him in Ohio. The rest he seemed to be better, but might be Ferguson's year. But he's about to be a free agent. I think there's something needs to be added to his pitch mix and Vesia's, because I think what we're seeing from them is I think the batters are going, I know what's coming. I know it's one of these 2 or 3 things, and 2 of the 3 aren't that different and things like that. So I think they're able to get some decent swings off of them. So I mean that's one of those where I kind of look at those types of things with that. Yeah, but he did get married, and congratulations to him. It looks like they are a ton of great people there. Yeah, if he has kid, it's a bad year, no sleep, change diapers. Yeah, that is underrated. Any of you have gone through that, man. Vesia struggled with pitch clock. He did. So did Julio. I mean, and I thought Kenley would, but he actually didn't. I think maybe it was good for him because he wouldn't think, but I think Julio ran out of energy because he was out of shape. And then with old Vesia, I think there's times he needs to have a chance to take a few deep breaths and get a hold of himself, and he didn't have a chance to do that. So, and that's the absolute amateur psychologist that's saying this. So I am not a psychologist, but I am one on the internet. So yeah. All right. Dodgers Paxton looks like he may end up being Dodgers David Price. The thing about Price though is he skipped that whole year. And that I think that's tough to come back from. No matter how much you're working out, I think it was rough to do that. Norm, I think we're all hopeful it's 2022 with Tyler Anderson. Yeah. I mean, James Paxton's been really good in the past. He's been really good. Let's see. Pete Rose said, expect the fastball. You can adjust to anything, but if you expect a curve, you won't catch up to a fastball. Yeah, I think that's a really good philosophy. I wonder how Yamamoto will adjust to the pitch clock. Yeah, that's a really good question. He's got other things to adjust to. Yeah, them mess with the pitch clock. The only thing they should have done with the pitch clock is make it longer, get rid of it. I still hate it. It's not baseball. I know it makes the game go faster. And can I tell you why all the media people love it? It makes their job easier. They're able to get their work done quicker or earlier. That's all. I understand. But I don't like it. I would I benefit from the pitch clock. It's like, oh, the Rancho game didn't go 4 hours this year, only went 2.5. But I would trade getting rid of the pitch clock for that time. I think the game is pure, and I want to keep it pure. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the clock at all. Yeah, I think it's terrible. It's not going away though. There's too many people that like it, especially even the players like it. Because guess what? They're out of there earlier. I just wish they get rid of it during the playoffs or something. I don't know. More injuries to pitchers. Yeah, coming from the pitch clock. Exactly. Yeah, I'm a Yamamoto guy. That's for sure. Cy Young Rookie of the Year. Let's go. Let's go. Why not? Let's see. So I am working from home tomorrow. So if for some reason anything cool happens, I'll get on as quick as I can. I do have some meetings to attend, but those are through the Microsoft Teams. So I hope something does happen tomorrow so that I can jump on. Hopefully Tanner Scott becomes a Dodger, and Kike Hernandez signs with the Dodgers, and they don't worry about the roster yet. You worry about the roster as it comes. If you have to make a move, you make a move. But given the way spring training is going to be starting early with all the weirdness inside of it, I do expect injuries. I'm sorry to say. Trading for Hader. Yeah, that ship has sailed. I mean, Hader got a good. He got a really good contract, and yeah, it's supposed to rain tomorrow here where I'm at. I'm checking with the LA rain. Yeah, it's rain today, raining tomorrow. Nice on Friday. In terms of sun, still cold. Cold on Saturday, but still cloudy. Sunday rain. So, let's hope that we get Dodger Fest, Fan Fest, whatever you want to call it. Norm, you nailed it. Not a fan of batters taking forever. Exactly. There's two guilty parties here. The Pedro Baez, Kenley Jansen's of the world, who would take forever adjusting, looking all nervous. And then there's oh my gosh, I have to come up real slow to get on my walk-up song, and I got to step way out of the batter's box and do this and do that. Back just a few years ago, when that stuff wasn't happening, the games were just fine. And so the pitch clock has to be forced to be doing that. So I hate that. Did you say I don't work for Microsoft? No. I use at work. We use something called Microsoft Teams. You were buying. What are you gonna? I actually personally I do have Microsoft 365. It's like $99 a year, and I think that's a pretty good deal. And then at work we literally transferred. They moved everything to all that Microsoft 365. So it's interesting. Worst rule change is so-called free runner at second base and extra innings. I hate it too. I'm with you. Benji, good to see you. Have been well. Yep, just busy. Hey, ultimately, guessing in the morning, I like the pitch clock. Could maybe tweak for later innings. Yeah. No, I get it. There's a lot of people that like it for a lot of reasons. It's like Norm was saying, it happened because of the players. Yeah. Oh, stock? I don't know. Jay, trust me. I like to buy high and sell low. That's what I do. Which Dodger is most likely to take a step forward, and which Dodger player is most likely to regress? Ooh. Great questions, Norm. What do you think, chat? I'm going to say most likely to take a step forward. Gavin Lux. And to regress. Oof. That's a good question. I hate focusing on the negative. I want everyone to do well. Yeah. I'm not sure. Won't be a fan of expanding the base until Dodgers can start throwing out runners. Yeah. They got better, though, during the season. Too many trips to the mound. Yeah, the whole team comes to the mound. Yeah, it's insane, isn't it? Those are things that if you look at some of the playoff games got slower and slower. Part of just the overzealousness of being scared about the pitch sign stealing. Yeah, it's a wonderful picture you put out there a few days ago. Which one was that? Oh, the one with Andrew Tolles. Yeah, I bought his jersey. I have his playoff jersey from 2016. Sheehan takes a leap. Hayward regress. Yeah, Hayward. I forgot about him. I still don't remember he's on the team sometimes. Boy, let's hope Max Muncy doesn't regress. That'll be bad. Lexi forward. Chris Taylor maybe. Regression or step forward? Stone forward would be good. Yeah, that'd be good if Gavin moves forward. That's for sure. Yeah. Yep, the one with Andrew. Yeah, that was cool. If Dodgers get 2021 Chris Taylor. And he was good last half of the year. He was good. Once they got Kike, for some reason he was able to concentrate. I think Miller takes a step forward and Smith starts to slip. He's a catcher. Catchers, man, they get beat up. It takes a lot out of them. Max Munch couldn't regress more if he tried. Max Munch hit over 100 RBIs. I'm not worried about his hitting. I'm worried about the fielding with him. We need to see some improvement. He just needs to be average. Yeah, Chris Taylor might be better as he won't be forced to be an everyday player. Lance Lynn regress. Man, yeah. Lance Lynn forever in our hearts. The all-time Dodger home run leader. Kind of. It was amazing. I mean, he gave up a home run every game, didn't he? Max Muncy will hit over 30 home runs. I agree with that. Yep, I just don't want him. We just need him to be average at third base. To be able to make some of those plays on balls that are, hit slowly in front of him and be able to get down, get a grip on the ball and throw the guy at first. But we need that, or they're gonna start doing that more and doing some bunting and things like that. Yeah, I'm not worried about the bat with him. Gratterall might be a candidate for statistical regression. Yeah, I mean, was it last 2.5, 3 months? Dude didn't give up a run. Evan Phillips bobblehead would be cool. Will Smith should be forwarded. Barnes, has no place to regress. Oh, man. Forwarding, we'll never forget that. Yeah, how can you? No, I catch it. Youngie, I can read typos. That's one of the things I've learned over the years. I've learned to interpret typos pretty well. What do you think Syndergaard would have done in the playoffs? Worse than Lynn. He would have had a Kershaw inning. He just didn't. There wasn't much there. Lance Lynn he was put in a bad spot. Lance Lynn will improve his home numbers this year. He'll give up one more home run than last year. Could be. And Bobby Miller might regress due to hitters adjusting him. That's a possibility. Hopefully the Dodgers are on that though. How open, how coachable is he? It seems like he is. Barnesy is my laptop wallpaper. He is a true Dodger. Yeah, I love the guy. Let's see, guys aren't talking about him much right now, but Miguel Vargas might surprise us in spring training. I hope so. I wonder, will they move Miguel Vargas back to third base? Because Mookie Betts is the second baseman, and that's not going to change. Would they move, just say, Miggy, you are going to be the third baseman coming up. Go to AAA. Get good at it. Hang in there on the hard shots. Yeah. Thor lost the velo and was a thud. Yep. Guys, enough the regression talks. Yep, I'm good with that. Yeah, Yankees looking at Syndergaard. That's how desperate they are. They gave up a lot of pitching to get Juan Soto. Now, that's what it takes, right? It takes a lot to get a guy like Juan Soto. Guy's great. Oh, great offensively. How about that? Yeah, they should tell Barnes not to swing like they did with Vargas, and Barnes will be on base more. I want Barnes to go into management soon. I want him to be the manager. I want him to take over for Dave Roberts someday. Yeah, Norm. Yep, it took Ohtani until his second season to regain his power at the plate after first surgery. He was bad in 2020. 2 years to pitch well again. Should expectations for him to be tempered this year? The surgery is different, but I get what you're saying. I do. So Sheehan, Stone, Frasso, Knack, Cartaya, and Rushing will all play in spring training. Yes, they will. All of them. Yeah, because Rushing got an invite. I thought Noah was a cool guy. I did too. Yeah, it's a bummer he's a bust. I remember when I saw him at spring training. Not spring training. Fan Fest. Dude, he's Thor. He's a monster. Absolute monster. Huge dude. And just dang, gorgeous. I got to say it. Pause. Which minor league pitcher will take the biggest leap this year? Maddox Bruns. Calling it. I think we did some of those predictions. I don't know if you caught it with Trinidad. I'm going to actually cut that because there's so much crap that I had at the beginning because I was waiting for him. So I want to fix that and just cut that into a short, download it, and because all those predictions are still valid. You went Mookie and Doc? Oh, nice spring training. Good, yeah. Mookie's cool just doing whatever. He always looks cool. Is Yoender's Vargas going to make the jump to single A? Low A? Yeah, I think he gets there. If Cartaya crushes in ST, does he leapfrog Rushing? No, he's going to have to do it during the season. Get Rushing at third base. I called it. I actually had that. I said that on Doug's show. I'm a believer in trying that because I think he has the arm to do it for sure. And he's kind of built like a third baseman. He would be a good one. I think he'd be a good one. But at the same time, the dude's such a student of the game. His brain is the brain of a catcher. And I think Dalton Rushing, it's so early, someday could be a really good manager. Just the way, from my interactions and watching him, I literally in the dugout with him during spring training and listening to him. Dude is a student. Besides Cartaya, which two minor leaguers has the most power? They run Lorenzo. Wish I could answer that a lot quicker. I don't know. It's a good one. Probably Rushing. So it's all the catchers. Does Cartaya have a better arm than Smith? I don't know. I think Smith has a pretty good arm. He's just been disadvantaged by all the crappy guys, the way guys didn't hold people on. So Drew Avens last year at spring training. Yeah, he's an invitee again. I know Casey's a huge Drew Avens guy. And he needs to either get a chance with the Dodgers or be traded. Just wish Dodgers put forth an overwhelming offer to the Cleveland for Ramirez. Oh, I love him too. Plus, another guy you can use in a fight. The problem with Ramirez, I think he has a no trade. He took a much lower contract. Much lower. I mean, half of what he could have gotten. Yes. Paez does have the most power. Yeah, how did I miss that? Probably because he was injured last year, and all of a sudden I forget him after talking about him being on this playoff roster. Yeah, I don't think Ramirez will ever leave Cleveland unless he tells them he wants a trade. So I think that's regretfully, yeah. Everyone makes it seem like Smith has a noodle arm. No, Barnes has kind of a noodle arm. It's pretty weak. Yeah. Yeah, Ramirez for some reason wants to stay in Cleveland, which is, hey, a man, human wants to go. This is where I want to be. I can't fault him. I say kind of in some ways good for him. He's found a place he loves, and yeah, good for him. Still think Cleveland wins the World Series in 2016 if they didn't cut Uribe. Just saying. They needed to keep one Uribe. That was the missing run. It does feel surreal having Ohtani. Yeah, I still am not used. In some ways, I'm definitely not used to having Jason Hayward. Not like that's terribly surreal, but I always associated him being a Cub or a Brave, and then Yamamoto. The whole thing is surreal. When if I quote wake up in the morning, sometimes I still think Corey Seager's a Dodger. Then I remember, then I go, oh, but we got some other guys. Ohtani being Dodger Stadium is fantastic. Yeah. If if he didn't get injured last year, I think he debuts last year. He'll debut this year though. Let's see, I think Smith's his third most complete catch in the league behind Murphy and Adley. I actually have him above Murphy, but not by much. LB is predicting Mookie as the highest performing Dodger this year. Well, because, Shohei doesn't play in the field and he won't be pitching. So that makes him a little less higher performing just by definition. Mookie's a good second baseman. He really could be a Gold Glover there, which will add to his value. And dude's going to benefit. Both he and Freddie are going to benefit having Shohei Ohtani on the team. So, and let's not forget, we have Teoscar Hernandez. He's going to make a big difference. He's going to be the 2024 NLCS MVP. Yeah, the vibe from the press conferences that Sasaki gets posted after the 2024 season. Yeah, that's such a back and forth. I got to be honest. I get really, when I put Sasaki, Yamamoto, or Ohtani on the thumbnail and put them in the title, and then talk about them, those get really good ratings. And maybe I will do once. I want to really look at the Sasaki thing myself deeper, and go just kind of give my interpretation of where he's at. Then because I'd like to do that video. I definitely like the credit. I like the hits. It only helps. Let's see. You think the original plan was sign Nola, Ohtani, then Yamamoto, but since Nola turned down early, they went with their plan B and got Glasnow in Nola's place. That might have been part of it. Yeah, because they made a really good offer to Nola, but I think they also had a good quote, good/bad feeling that he wanted to go back to Philly. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm getting tired, folks. I'm hoping for Otmez MVP. Oh, me too. Is first base the easiest position to play defensively? In the infield it is. But if you have a good first baseman, it makes such a difference. A first baseman who can scoop from both sides, there's a lot of footwork involved in being a first baseman to make sure, first of all, you don't get racked, or trucked. That's for sure. And I'd say it's between left field and first. Just depends. Big-bodied guys are better at first. Too early to get anxious about Sasaki. Yeah, we have Ohtani and Yamamoto. Yeah, and I'm not anxious about him. I think we're, sounds like it's going to be good. Yep, here it is. Dodgers go to 130-32, lose to 84-82 Rockies to complete NLS West sweep. I know it. So close. I know. I'm so close to 2,000 subs. Please, please, please help me get those. I would really. I like numbers, and I'm less than 90 away. Would I prefer the Nola route or Glasnow? I would have preferred Nola, just because he's more solid. And wouldn't have cost us Pepio. Yeah, but I'm very happy Tyler Glasnow's a Dodger. It's a really good backup plan. Yeah, Freddie does a really good job over there. He's really good over there. It's hard. He used to be third baseman. Dodgers will likely keep Yamamoto and Ohtani. Yep, for 10 years. That's right. Um, if Dodgers had either or choice next year, money not being a factor, would they sign Sasaki or Soto? I think it would be Sasaki because Juan Soto's quickly evolving into a DH. I think in a couple, 3 years, he's a DH. But I'm a Soto fan in terms of I'd like to watch him hit. I think he's great to watch. And I do have I always get laughed at. Yankees are going to fall out of it. The Dodgers are going to go and trade for Juan Soto. They're going to trade for Juan Soto and only hold on to him for 3 months. But he's going to help him win the World Series. Hot take, big prediction, one of many crazy ones that I'll make. But I like throwing it out there because they were interested in him in 2022. And I don't think they will be. I don't think they would want him long term because they've got too much already invested. And Sasaki isn't going to have a big contract yet. That'll be later. Yeah, Soto defense is awful and only getting worse. Prediction: Freddie will steal more bases than Mookie. I guess so. You know what? I kind of wish that would stop because Freddie was off by the end of the year. He was chasing numbers. Yeah, the stolen. I like stolen. I actually really like stolen bases, but those guys are both in their 30s. They need to watch some of that. They need to make sure they're ready for October. Steal in October. Don't give it. Yeah. Soto hot take. It is a hot take, isn't it? What will they give up for Soto rental? A lot. A lot. And I'd do it. I want a World Series. I really want that parade, folks. I really do. I know. Yeah. I know. Like, no way. I know. It's so unlikely. First of all, I think the Yankees will be decent enough to stay in it. They'd have to really have a big El Foldo. Yeah, I do think the Yankees will miss the playoffs, but I think they're going to be. I think they're going to be there. I prefer Judge Soto. Yeah, Judge isn't available. I actually prefer Soto as a hitter. Judge is a better all-around player, but just for a hitter, oh man, love me some Soto. He just gets on base more and doesn't strike out a lot. Dodgers trade for Alex Manoah, make him a closer. Yeah, that guy's kind of a one-hit wonder, isn't he? I don't know what caused him. Was he out of shape? Was that one of those things where he was out of shape? Where we see that a lot. Guys get success and they get out of shape, and doesn't really happen well for him. Plus, Judge and the right field fence aren't very much friendly terms, are they? Tried the Orioles were bought today. Yeah, they're Cal Ripken, I guess, is part of that group. That's a bright future there. They might be giving the Dodgers a run for consistency in a few years. What they have to do, though, it's a lot easier to have really hot talent when you have one of the top 5 draft picks every year. What do you do when you're drafting 23rd? And how do you develop those guys? So that's my question out to those guys. The Yankees aren't trading Judge, but it would be kind of funny. Yeah, I think Aaron Judge, Yankee for life, and that's cool. I like that idea. I like it. He's their captain now. I think it's kind of weird having a right fielder as a captain. Mookie Betts should be the captain of the Dodgers. It's actually Austin Barnes, so never mind. What's your prediction regarding will the A's not end up in Vegas? Yeah, what is going on there? I haven't read that yet because man, it's just sad. First of all, what's going on in Oakland? City's falling apart. quicker than most cities. And, losing those teams hasn't helped, makes it worse. But they've got major, major issues in that city. And got to be honest, I wouldn't go there right now. Maybe to a game. But in general, I wouldn't go, hey, I'm going to go hang out in Oakland. So it's a bummer. Let's see, without letting Smith go in 2025 and signing Adley. Well, I don't think that's happening anymore with Adley because they're going to have the money to keep him now. So any of those hopes about signing any of those Orioles guys are gone. They're going to be able to retain those guys now. They can afford them. So I want to keep Will Smith. He's a Dodger. If they can, I'd like to keep. You can't go too far, but I'd overpay him a bit to keep him a Dodger. Like I would have overpaid to keep Corey. I want to keep some of the guys that are actually born and bred Dodgers. I think it's a good mix. You supplement. You bring in the you supplement with the Mookies and the Freddies and stuff, but you build a core around people that are part of the culture. And Freddie and Mookie and Shohei need to fit into that culture. Oh, the Trop. Ugh. Yeah. I don't know if he loves being a Dodger. That's a good question. You can't really tell. Good question. Yeah, that's always my fear. Being in San Diego, they underachieved with a stacked roster. Yeah, could they surprise and overachieve this year with the strip down? Yeah, they just it's obviously pitching. They have to make sure they have enough. I am not a fan of Schilt, as Mike Schilt. I think Bob Melvin's one of the best managers in baseball. I think he's better than Dave Roberts. That's not a cut down of Dave Roberts. That's how good I think Melvin is. And I think he's going to make a difference for the Giants. Giants, I think, will finish ahead of the Padres this year. I think they'll be better than we think, but I think Diamondbacks and Dodgers are still the ones battling. But maybe Juan Soto wasn't a good mix on that team because I don't know if anyone's a good mix with Manny Machado. Yeah, I'd rather have Mookie than Judge too. I like Mookie. Judge is a good dude though. I thought Mookie interviewed Aaron Judge on his podcast. It was really good. Really good. Yeah, so, being in San Diego, San Diego seems to have some kind of issue at the top. They do. No, it started, to be honest, with Seidler being sick and them trying to win. And then Seidler basically giving AJ Preller carte blanche, and he blew it. He should have been focusing on keeping Juan Soto long term instead of signing Bogarts and stupid extensions of Cronenworth and Darvish and just Matt Carpenter contracts and stuff. Yeah. Maybe Corey didn't want Los Angeles deferred. Yeah, Los deferred. Very, very true. Maybe. I think he wanted to be a Ranger. I just think that worked out for him. Judge at center field. Yeah. That outfield's not good. Yeah, Judge is solid. Yep. Arizona is young and hungry. I think they could be like the Phillies. Yep. Oh, yeah, dangerous. I think they're going to be good. I'm going to call it. They're going to win 95 games this year. Too many Dominicans. Come on. No. It's one too many Mannies sometimes, I think, is an issue. And, yeah, I'm a Smith fan. Yeah, I want to keep Will Smith. Yeah, D-backs they got some fire. They got some really young, controllable talent. And the good thing with the Diamondbacks is they do have now. These guys grew up Diamondbacks. They are Diamondbacks through and through, and that pays off. That's why the Dodgers have been so good, and to be honest, why they were better than these last couple performing years. They would have won it in 2021 again if it wasn't for a bunch of injuries, that just fatal injuries. Muncy and freaking Kershaw going down the last weekend of the season was tragic. It was over. I knew it was over. There's no way they're going to go that far without those guys. They ran out of talent. Let's see. Agreed. Yeah. So that's why I want to keep our guys, at least some of them. Yeah, he does have a straight face. He's got like a apple pie face, doesn't he? He's like the all-American howdy doody looking dude. Yep, they have Jock, who is a playoff beast. I agree. I see those. Jason Hayward was better than Jock Peterson during the season. I don't care. What I care about is October, or as some would say, Jocktober. Geloff, the future third base. That could be. The Giants will be good. They'll be better than they were last year because I think just by having a better manager, I think they're going to sign probably one more pitcher. Don't be surprised if they don't come up with Blake Snell, which would make them really dangerous against the Dodgers. Logan Webb is really good against the Dodgers, and which sucks, but he's really good against the Dodgers. Can't take it away from him. And then Blake Snell's good against the Dodgers. So those series will be really tough. So, and the Giants, they get up for those games. All right, folks, it's time for me to go to bed. I'm later than I wanted to go. It's 10:37, so up and at 'em early. Hopefully I get some good sleep. I really need some good sleep. I just don't sleep well. But hey, thanks everyone again. Chat starring again. Please like, subscribe, all those good things. If you want to do the membership, go ahead. Take a look at that. Any super chats, all that stuff. Got a new month coming up. So next month might be the last month where we do charities. I'm gonna try to figure out ways to start paying people a little bit. It's not gonna be a lot, but eventually I want to pay those guys. So I'm probably gonna do next month's charity. I think is gonna be a friend of mine's charity where it's called Cielo Sports, CIELO Sports. My guy Marcus Preciado runs that. He's a pastor to athletes and coaches in San Diego and all around. He's including to Adrian Gonzalez and Darryl Strawberry. So and he's even interviewed Blake Trinan and stuff. So aloha, everybody. Appreciate y'all. As always, I am still Tim Rogers, and it still rhymes with your Los Angeles Dodgers. And we are ending this show for now, but I appreciate everybody. Thank you very much. And as always, God bless and go Dodgers.